This is Chycho. Now, what I wanted to do is reply to a comment that was made on one of the last pomegranate videos that we put out. I believe it was the video where I was eating a bowl of pomegranate seeds and yogurt, right? And the comment was along the lines of the person would be afraid or would be concerned, worried about having spills if they were eating a bowl of yogurt, right? If they had large facial hair, large goatee, or a large beard like this. And this question, this type of comment has come my way a lot over the years when I've had large beards or large goatee or large facial hair of any type, right? People are curious. They want to know how it is someone can do something if they can't do it themselves, right? Because there are people who can't grow beards, right? There are people who don't have the opportunity to grow a beard, right? Who've never had a full beard or full goatee, large goatee, right? And they're curious. They really want to know, how does that work, right? And over the years, I've given examples of some of the foods you can eat, or how you change your behavior of eating certain types of foods, right? Which is one of the reasons we put together the video where me and my friend we were overlapping. I had a large beer and he had a large beer, so we grabbed the video camera and went to a local hamburger joint and shot ourselves eating hamburgers, right? Because when you're eating sandwiches, all you got to do is just cut them in half and you eat them like that. So you change your interaction with certain types of food. In general, you can eat anything you want, but it does restrict you on certain types of food. The ones that come into my mind right now is, I don't lick ice cream cones anymore, right? Or I do when I don't have facial hair, but I don't do it when I have facial hair. Or I don't bite into cream puff pastry, right? Or I don't cut watermelons into large little sections and just bite into them, right? That's one thing you can't do when you have large facial hair. But in general, you're not really restricted on eating anything. If anything, the one thing that happens that I've noticed, and it's something that I started recognizing as time went by, as I grew more facial hairs and cut them off and stuff, is the one thing that happens when you have facial hair like this is you get to take a look at the food that you're eating, which may sound weird, but when you have facial hair, you can't just pop food into your mouth, right? You can't just move around and talk to a lot of people and take a forkful and pop into your mouth. You actually have to be aware of the food that you're eating. You have to recognize the bite size, right? You have to be careful that you don't spill, because you don't want to spill when you have facial hair, right? And what that does is it enhances the eating experience, because you're actually looking at the food that you're eating, right? Which is incredible. And it's something that I didn't recognize right away, right? I started recognizing as my behavior changed depending on what I was eating and how large my facial hair was getting, right? But the one thing that growing facial hair, large facial hair, does when it comes to eating, it enhances the eating experience, because you tend to you don't really overeat, because you're taking a look at every bite that you're taking in, right? Every bite that you're eating. You don't gorge, right? You take bite-sized pieces into your mouth, and the flavors, I'm not sure, but if that's that's a legitimate thing to say on my part, but the flavors seem stronger. I'm not sure why, but maybe because you are not gorging, or I am not gorging when I have facial hair, right? You can't stuff your face, right? Go fast. You do one bite at a time, right? So it's an amazing experience. It does change your behavior, right? And it does get you to interact with the world a little differently, right? We talked about one of the previous videos I put out was the beauty of beers. And the main thing that I really love about growing large beards and goatees is because society, your interaction with society changes, right, depending on what type of facial hair you have and how large it is or how small it is. And we talked about that in the previous video, and that was sort of an external thing that happens when it comes to growing large beards, and why I personally love it, because I like the variety and the different types of people I get to interact with depending on what type of facial hair I have, right? But that's the external experience. The internal, for me, I think one of the most personal things that has happened is I'm more aware of my food, right? And for me, that makes the eating experience, better. It enhances it. So that's sort of the long-winded answer to the comment that was posted. I hope this answers your question or satisfies your curiosity. And if you can grow facial hair, I highly recommend it. It's one of the most amazing things you can do to sort of give your interaction with the world, both externally when it comes to how society treats you, and personally as it comes to how you interact with everyday activities, right? Okay, that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next video.